It little profits that an idle king, by this still hearth amongst these barren crags, matched with an aged wife, I meet and dole unequal laws unto a savage race, that hoard and sleep and feed, and know not me. I cannot rest from travel. I will drink life to the lees. All times I have enjoyed greatly, have suffered greatly, both with those that loved me, and alone, on shore, when through scuttling drifts the rainy Hades vexed the dim sea. I am become a name, for always roaming with a hungry heart, much have I seen and known, cities of men and manners, climates, councils, governments, myself not least, but honored of them all, and drunk delight of battles with my peers far on the ringing plains of windy Troy. I am a part of all that I have met, yet all experience is an arch wherethrough gleams that untraveled world whose margins fade, and forever when I move, how dull it is to pause, to make an end. Rust unburnished, not to shine in use, as though to breathe were life, life piled on life. We are all too little, and of one to me remains little, but every hour is saved from the eternal silence something more, a bringer of new things, and vile it were. For some 3 suns to store and hoard myself, and this grey spirit yearning in desire to follow knowledge like a sinking star, beyond the utmost bound of human thought. This is my son, my own Telemachus, to whom I leave the scepter and the isle. Well loved of me, discerning to fulfill this labor, by slow prudence to make mild a rugged people, and through soft degrees subdue them to the useful and the good. Most blameless is he, centered in the sphere of common duties, decent not to fail in offices of tenderness, and pay meet adoration to my household gods. When I am gone, he works his work, I mine. There lies the port. The vessel puffs her sail. There gloom the dark, broad seas. My mariners, souls that have toiled and wrought and thought with me, that ever with a frolic welcome took the thunder and sunshine, and opposed, free hearts, free foreheads, you and I are old. Old age hath yet his honor and his toil. Death closes all, but something ere the end. Some work of noble note may yet be done. Not unbecoming men that strove with gods, the lights begin to twinkle from the rocks. The long day wanes, the slow moon climbs, the deep moans round with many voices. Come, my friends, 'tis not too late to seek out a newer world. Push off, and sitting well in order smite the sounding furrows, for my purpose holds, to sail beyond the sunset and the baths of all the western stars until I die. It may be that the gulfs will wash us down. It may be we shall touch the happy isles and see the great Achilles whom we knew. Though much is taken, much abides. And though we are not that the strength which in old days moved earth and heaven, that which we are, we are. One equal temper of heroic hearts. Made weak by time and fate, but strong in will to strive, to seek, to find, and not to yield.
The speaker here, Ulysses, begins by saying it is doing no one any good that a king who is sitting idly by with an old wife is sitting back making laws. The diction here creates a tone of being pessimistic and disconnected. Ulysses goes on to express how he has lived life by traveling. He uses a form of expression to say how he will live life to the fullest in the lines, I will drink life to the lees, followed by the use of enjambment. He personifies the sea and expresses his want for adventure with a metaphor in the line, Vex the dim sea, I'm become a name, for always roaming with a hungry heart. Ulysses goes on to say how much he's seen and people he's met thanks to traveling. His enjoyment and delight of battle is equivalent to his thrill of drinking, in the line, in drunk delight of battle with my peers. Ulysses references the Trojan War and concludes he is part of the people he's met. He goes on to reiterate how boring it is to sit around when the unknown world glares at him. Ulysses states that he needs more time, and though he is old, he desires to die at sea. The simile at the end of this stanza compares himself to a sinking star chasing knowledge. The second stanza introduces his son and heir, Telemachus, who is told by Ulysses to be very hardworking. The tone used here is one of adoration and pridefulness. Ulysses foreshadows leaving and giving his work up to his son. In the final stanza, it begins by personifying Ulysses' boat and contrasting that with the dark sea. Ulysses states that he and his crew are old, but personifies old age as having responsibilities still. Ulysses says that before the end of a sunset, before the night, the stars are aligning. Ulysses addresses his friends and puts a call to action to go out and travel. The expression giving back this beyond the sunset, as in beyond this present life. He says that though they are not strong like they used to be, where they could metaphorically move earth and heaven, they are persistent and dedicated to wander. The speaker of the poem is Ulysses, and he is an olden king of Ithaca. Ulysses was a retired soldier and misses the days of traveling. The occasion of this poem is a dramatic monologue which is being made to state how he really feels on being king. The audience can be directed to the people of Ithaca, making a case for his wanted absence from the throne. At one point in the poem, he calls his old friends to set sail with him. The purpose of all this text is to explain how his old times of traveling, the benefits, and his passion for adventure, as well as explain his relations to old age and current rule. The subject of the text is about his old spirit still passionate, his son for the air, and Ulysses, whose conscience will forever be about traveling. The tone of this poem is nostalgic, intense, and defiant. As Ulysses looks back at his traveling days, he is upset he's wasting his life in one place, and his words become more harsh. But as he begins to think about how he wants to go back and set sea, he becomes more passionate with his words and uplifting. And that's all.